How do you know what's in my heart? How do you know what's in my heart means the actions has no effect. The only thing that matters is what's in my heart. صح? وهذا قول المرجئة. There's another group that came out to try to rebuttal or respond to or criticize the Khawarij, but what they did was they fell into another extreme. So what they said was that the actions are not even part of Iman. The Iman is not actions. Actions are not Iman. Within themselves, they're extreme. Some of them restricted the Iman to speech. Some of them only restricted it to the heart. Some just said it's the speech, the heart doesn't even matter. فيما بينهم تفاوت. And the Asha'ira are Murji'ah when it comes to Bab al-Iman. Are we all together? Now, today if you look around, this corrupt belief of the Murji'ah enters into a lot of the liberal Muslim that are living in the West. A lot of them. Those who you find on the social media, who'll say to you when you say, stop, this is wrong, it shouldn't be the way, you shouldn't do this. How do you know what's in my heart? How do you know what's in my heart means the actions has no effect. The only thing that matters is what's in my heart. صح? وهذا قول المرجئة. Because what we believe is that the actions itself is what? An indication of what's in the heart. Ahlul Sunnah believe that. There's a concept that Al-Allama Muhammad Nasr al-Marwazi rahimahullah in Kitab Ta'zim Qadr Salah mentions, which is التلازم بين الظاهر والباطن, the connection between the outer and the inner, meaning the connection between your actions and your heart. And this is common sense, حقيقة. If you wanted to know if this tea is cold or hot, you don't need to put your finger in it to know it. You can know that this tea is hot just from touching it from outside. صح? And it's that same way that I can know if you're good from your outer actions to know what's in your heart. Are we all together, brothers? That's why the Arabs, they say, وَكُلُّ إِنَاءٍ بِالَّذِي فِيهِ يَنضَحُ. Every vessel will sweat what's inside it. If it's cold, it's cold. If it's hot, hot. You'll know it from outside. Are we all together, brothers? So these people, what they did is, in order to go on and consistently be doing their sins, they need to justify, because there's guilt. They need to give themselves an explanation, an answer. So what do they say? They'll say, how do you know what's in my heart? My heart is good. Like the action doesn't matter. Like if a person does kufr on his actions, do I really need to know what's in your heart? If a person does a sin, it doesn't matter. We always need to know what's in the person's heart. Do you understand? Does that make sense? No. The actions has its weight. And so does the heart. وَمِنْ هَؤُلَاءِ, he says, مَنْ يَغْتَرُّ بِمَسْأَلَةِ الْإِرْجَاءِ. There are those who are deceived by the concept of al-irja. The word al-irja, murji'ah, the word irja in the Arabic language comes from, it means at-ta'khir, is to delay something, to pull something back. So why are they called murji'ah? Is because what they did was they delayed the actions from the iman. They took it back. Does that make sense? That's why they're called murji'ah. لذلك, that's why you find the claim and the criticism of you're a khariji is thrown at each other, because they are two polar opposites. Does that make sense? And so the middle is always what Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, or the upright path, is the best in all of that. وَأَنَّ الْإِيمَانَ. So now the Shaykh is explaining to you the aqeedah of the Murji'ah. He says, وَأَنَّ الْإِيمَانَ هُوَ مُجَرَّدُ التَّصْدِيقِ. And these are the worst ones. Okay? From the worst ones. وَأَنَّ الْإِيمَانَ هُوَ مُجَرَّدُ التَّصْدِيقِ. They believe that the Iman is a mere belief. So if you say Iman is mujarrad al-tasdiq, that the Iman is only believing, what have you done in essence? You have opened the door of who is a believer so much. And the reason why you're doing that is you want to justify that you can just do whatever you want. Are we all together, brothers? This is very important. If I succeed in getting a point across, I want to get this point across. Accommodating for evil is a satanic path, and it's something that's qadeem. People, what they do is, the limits and the boundaries Allah set, they rub that boundary, and so they gets blurry. So what happens? Just so more people can come in. So what they want to do is, they want to open the doors of Iman for everybody. وَأَنَّ الْإِيمَانَ, they say that the Iman is what? هو مجرد التصديق, is as long as you believe. Believe it in your heart, خلاص. Say or do whatever you wish. وَالْأَعْمَالَ لَيْسَتْ مِنَ الْإِيمَانِ, and the actions are not part of Iman. Okay, is that it? No. So if the actions are what? Not part of Iman, and all Iman is to believe, the belief doesn't have, according to them, it doesn't have levels. So since it doesn't have levels, what will happen? The worst Muslim and the greatest one are all going to be the same. وَإِيمَانَ أَفْسَقِ النَّاسِ كَإِيمَانِ جِبْرِيلَ وَمِيكَائِيلَ. So the drunkard Muslim who steals, who kills, who rapes, his Iman and the Iman of Jibreel is going to be the same. Does that make sense? So this is another group. All of it is because of sins and wanting to justify sins, but it's now becoming a belief, aqeedah. It's becoming what? A belief in aqeedah. Because you have to justify this. You have to your evil doings, and that's shaitan. That's what Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala told us in the Quran. وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا خُطُوَاتِ. Khutuwat is steps. He'll make you do minor sins, then he finishes that, good. Then he takes you to major sins, good. Now you're good at. Once he takes you from major sins, he'll take you to bid'ah, innovation. Once he succeeds in innovation, he will then take you to disbelief and kufr. So that's what's happened. It was sins, and then it became what? It then became a belief now, a deviated ideology. Now.